Sean, what's up, dude?
Pope. So I'm just wondering how you like consolidate those two things, considering that would leave space open, obviously for like a schism. You've seen it in the past, I believe, with
You have to be trolling with me
no,
again.
I'm not trolling,
Like,
bro.
are you being? You literally think that the papacy is what grounds objective reality? Actually, I think that makes sense for you guys because you guys actually kind of think he's basically Christ.
Infallible, correct?
I mean, you can't be serious.
Well, no, it's actually if you're. Are you aware of the Palamas and Barlam controversy?
Yeah, I've read all the texts.
So there you go. How can you have objective reality when you have people within your own orthodoxy that disagree with each other?
Oh my gosh, you can't be this stupid. Or you have to be trolling,
Well, that's
right?
not an answer.
It's because the question is so stupid, or you have mental problems that it's like hard for
No,
me to
you're
fathom that you're
stating
being
there's an
serious.
objective truth, correct?
Of course.
So you're just like explain your position at least then.
Are you a mentally retarded person?
No,
I'm being serious. I'm not being mean to you. I'm asking, like, do you have a mental challenge?
no,
Okay, how would the papacy prove objective truth
no.
epistemologically?
I'm trying to get you to rationalize your belief in objective reality, while also saying,
You said that that was connected to the Pope, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever
well, no,
heard.
I think that if you were an objective person, like you believed in a universal truth, you would lean more towards a papacy than towards orthodoxy, which has a bunch of different. You know where I'm coming at?
No, I mean, I think you have no clue what you're talking about, but you just learned some of the stuff and you think that it's a good argument.
Okay, well, I haven't really heard any good arguments from you either.
Yeah, you want a good argument? How about this? The papacy contradicts because in Dictatus Papae and in Unum Sanctum, it teaches that the temporal supremacy of the Pope as a world ruler and emperor is necessary for salvation. And post Vatican II, the Roman Catholic Church no longer teaches this.
Right. So I kind of understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I just don't know how you can consolidate being a universalist and at the same time having multiple.
A universalist. What are you even
Well,
talking
you said
about?
you believe in an objective truth, right? Like, so that would make you.
That's not what universalism is.
Okay, then what is universalism?
Okay, that's universal salvation for all people. What does that have to do with the question I asked you about the papacy?
Uh, Honestly, I'm one of these Catholic bros who's kind of
Okay, you're
looking
not a
towards.
serious person. This is a joke. Astoria? Unmute.
Hey, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, my pardon my English is not the best, but I want to ask you: have you read the Mestre? Have you read on the Pope?
No, I've not.
Well, okay. Can I suggest you to go and read the book? It's a great book. Uh, I just wanted to make this recommendation for the whole
Okay.
audience.
And what's the summary?
Well, it's on the papacy in general of the relevance of this institution, of this office. And, Francis was just a pope, but, the papacy is bigger than that. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's just a,
Does Vatican I say that the papacy can contradict?
sorry, say that again. Well,
Does Vatican I say that the papacy or the popes can contradict?
yeah, but look, what
Yes, it does. What does Vatican I say?
you tell me.
You're a Roman Catholic, and you're going to tell me to read Joseph de Maistre on the papacy, and you don't know what the actual
No,
papal teaching
I'm
is.
saying that in the book he states what are the basis for the infallibility of the Pope.
Well, that's good for him. He's a historian. What does the
He's
Vatican
not a
say about
historian.
itself?
He's a philosopher.
Okay, fine. He's
He's
a
a reactionary
philosophical.
philosopher. He's one of the.
Okay, can you tell me what Vatican I says?
No, you tell me. I'm not a theologist or
Okay,
anything
all
like
right, here
that.
we go. Right. Kelly? Unmute Kelly. What's up?
Hi, I just joined the space, and so I was reading the comments below. So it sounds like people are saying that Roman Catholics won't come up. So I'm a Roman Catholic. I'm not sure if we're against us or for us. So do you want to clarify, or does any?
Well, the point was that because I just did a big Roman Catholic debate, the debate centered around the fact that the texts of Vatican II say very clearly that Muslims, Christians, and Jews all worship the same God, and that's essentially what we're taking issue with. It also says that Hindus worship God too.
Oh, I see. I was just I wasn't quite sure if people were saying that, you know, our religion. I'm not sure if you're Catholic, but I am. So my religion isn't true, or if anyone had any questions about
Well,
it.
I'm saying that it makes it not true because it's a contradiction from the basics of the Bible and traditional Christian teaching. Muslims and Christians and Jews don't worship the same God. And if Vatican II says that, then from Catholicism it's not true.
Correct. Yes. I mean, they don't see Jesus the same as Catholics do.
Well, then it's not the same referent, it's not the same deity. So then Vatican II is false. That's the point.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I wasn't quite sure if just anybody was calling Catholics out as far as what it is that we believe. So, I mean, that obviously we're more towards the, I mean, the Jews kind of stop at the first, half of the Bible. We're more New Testament. So,
Yeah, but this is more specifically an argument about the Vatican teaching at the Second Vatican Council, which is to basically admit that it's adopting a kind of a syncretism or a perennialism where all of the religions in some way kind of point to and participate in Christ, in God, and salvation, even though they don't know it. But it's a very problematic thing to say that Muslims, Christians, and Jews worship the same God when they clearly don't. For example, Jesus says in John 8 that Abraham believed and worshiped him, and that Jesus is the creator and God of the Old Testament. Well, if that's the case, then the Jews and the Muslims don't worship the same God as Jesus did.
right, correct. I mean, I'm not well read on honestly what the Muslims and Hindus um believe in anyway, because
Well, Muslims are good on this point because in this they're a good example in this to make this case because Muslims say that Allah has no sons. But if Allah has no sons and Jesus calls God his father, then Allah can't be Jesus' God and can't be God the Father.
correct. And I mean, I'm assuming that they don't believe that the Blessed Mother is the actual mother of Jesus, or they do, and then they just don't seem to care about her after all.
No, they think that there was a virgin birth, but there's not really any reason why that happened. It's because Islam is a copy paste cut from Christianity and Judaism, so it's kind of a mix. So they do believe in a virgin birth. They believe that Jesus was born from Mary, but there's no real reason why that's the case. And in Islamic theology, there's not really an explanation for what the word Messiah even means, even though they think Jesus is Messiah.
Interesting. Well, maybe some of them will. Well, actually, the Muslims and Hindus seem to be pretty hard pressed on their religion, so and they can stay there. That's fine. I'm not here to kind of grab anybody over to the Catholic Church or anything, but um, I just, yes, I'm here for the Catholic faith if anybody cares about that. But I will drop if you'd like me to. Thanks for
I
bringing me on.
appreciate that. Good questions. Yeah, I'm an Orthodox Catholic, so we're the real Catholics. Not trying to be rude, but That's what Orthodox Christianity is. It's the Orthodox Catholic Church. Anybody else? Any Roman Catholics? I'm a little disappointed that only one Roman Catholic came out of all of these yappers, but I'm not surprised. That's usually what we get. We don't usually get anybody who actually wants to come discuss the issues. The one kid that came, that was it. And then all they have is like two quotes. They're like, well, Kirill said that he likes Muslims. That's literally what a guy's sending me right now. It's like, so what? Orthogal?
Hey, so I have a question in regards to what do you think about I know the whole system in Orthodoxy and Catholicism is different. When they bring up Patriarch Kirill and the Ecumenist, comparing that to, Orthodoxy and the Pope.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's two things to say here. First of all, none of the patriarchs are indefectible and infallible. That's the teaching of the Roman Church about its Roman bishop.
Hmm.
And so it's not equivalent. They want it to be equivalent, and it's just a tu quoque. But they think it's a defeater when, first of all, let's say for the argument that it is a defeater. Well, then it's a defeater for both positions, and Rome is still false, you idiot. So it's like, if you think this is a defeater by just turning it and saying that, well, Kirill says bad things too, well, then that
Right.
is implying that Francis and all these people are also saying bad things. So they're all false. So first of all, it's a stupid ass move to think that a tu quoque proves anything. But it's also assuming that the Orthodox system is the same as the papal system. So they're missing the whole point that it's a defeater for your system if your indefectible bishop defects. I can believe, and we already know that every patriarchate has defected at some point. In the history of the church, all the patriarchates have had heretics at some point.
Hmm.
So that's not even the gotcha that they think it is.
But that doesn't speak for the whole Russian church or for the whole of
No,
Orthodoxy.
they think that like the it's like that the patriarchates are popes. They think it's like little popes, so they think that everybody's underneath a patriarchate, and the patriarchs are little popes. And if the patriarch does something, they don't understand that it's all decentralized. A patriarch is just a canonical privilege title. That's it.
Hmm. And they would say, well,
No,
then why do they have leaders? What's the point of having leaders if they're gonna be ecumenists and not follow?
well, the church has had bad leaders in the first 1,000 years in many cases. So if a Roman Catholic wants to make that line of argument and believes that the church of the first 1,000 years is Roman Catholic, then that's a defeater for their own position. So that, again, that's stupid.
Yeah.
If you think the Roman Catholic Church was the church of the first 1,000 years, and you think the problems that you're laying out with patriarchates are defeaters, guess where the pentarchy system comes from? The ecumenical councils of the first 1,000 years, you goofus. So it's like they don't understand that every time they make this argument, if they think their church is the church of the first 1,000 years, it's a defeater for their position.
Yeah, I think they're not getting that. I don't know.
No, they're not. It doesn't matter how many times you explain it, they don't get it.
I don't know. They don't care to look further, or I don't know. But do you think the sacraments in the other church, like the Catholic Church, I don't want to use the term valid or invalid, but do you?
I think valid and invalid is Roman Catholic terminology that muddies the waters. So they can do the rituals correctly, but we don't automatically think that they're efficacious or that they have the grace that they signify. The church can determine like whether or not the rituals need to be repeated. But what's funny is that even in the traditional Roman Catholic Augustinian mindset, which is what they think they're all basing their sacramentology on, Augustine believes that the sin of heresy and schism prevents the grace. So even in the Augustinian ex opere
Hmm.
operato model, even if the baptisms are quote valid and efficacious, if you're baptized in heresy, being in heresy prevents you from actually getting the grace, even though the grace is quote there. So even their own system doesn't work.
So the Pope is probably in. I mean, you would say the Pope is in heresy, so the whole churches
Oh no, we do not believe the Roman Catholic Church has the faith. They are heterodox, meaning they're outside the faith.
completely? Like, no.
Yes.
Oh,
No, it only takes one heresy to be outside the faith. That's the faith is the package deal. And ironically, get this: before Vatican II, Roman Catholic theology said the exact same thing. You can read Satis Cognitum and Mystici Corporis, two famous Roman Catholic encyclicals, one by Leo XIII, the other by Pius XII. They actually already say that if you deny one of the dogmas,
mm,
you're outside the faith. So in other words, I can't be a Roman Catholic
right.
in terms of traditional Catholic theology and be like, I'm Roman Catholic, but I don't believe the Immaculate Conception, but I believe everything else.
There's a lot of
If you
Catholics
deny,
like
if
that.
you deny, I know, but that's not consistent with their own theology. If you deny one dogma, you're outside the faith. That's their theology. They don't even know that.
So then there can't be healing, right? In their church.
That's the whole point of why this is such a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's not just quibbling over the words of Vatican II. They have lost the healing of the sacraments and of the faith by all of these crazy heresies and all this nonsense and madness. I mean, it should be obvious to everybody that the whole like the rampant homosexuality amongst the clergy and the pedophilia is a clear sign of cursed. Like they're cursed, dude. Like, can you not see that with spiritual discernment that if this institution is a giant money laundering Vatican bank scam full of queers and pedophiles,
Do
it's
do
cursed?
you think that their church produce saints? Like their saints, are they different from our saints?
No, you can't produce saints without the uncreated energies which are found in the Orthodox sacraments and the life of the Orthodox Church.
Even the saints in the past, like all the like Padre Pero and all of them, are they like were they in delusion?
No, if you no again, so the idea of an Orthodox saint is vastly different from what Roman Catholics think saints are. Contrast the life of, Basil, Gregory, Paul, Simeon the New Theologian. It's vastly different from the histrionics of, Francis of Assisi, and no, it's totally different. We don't have all this non
Yeah.
bloodletting and all this crazy stuff.
Okay. Do you recommend any books you can just throw out there?
On what
What
specifically?
I like, the Catholic uh, and Orthodox system and the
Well, I mean, there's a good critique of the papacy by Michael Welton called Two Paths. That's a really good readable book.
okay.
So I would start with something like that, and then just read Pomazanski's Orthodox Dogmatics to get a good basic idea of Orthodox sacramentology. Um, I wish some of these Roman Catholics would actually discuss why just saying that Kirill said something bad is not, it doesn't work, but they won't do it. They just want to have like a gotcha. Did you want to say something else? Go ahead and unmute.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of delay. Can we back up to where the ortho chick just came up? Are you saying that our Catholic saint Padre Pio is not a saint, or how do you look at that?
No, we do not accept Roman Catholic saints. Correct.
Interesting. So Padre Pio's stigmata means what to you? Nothing, or?
I mean, I don't know that he had stigmata other than that Roman Catholics claim that he did. Do you believe in all the religions and mystical gurus' claims that they can do magic mumbo jumbo?
No, but I mean, in terms of just taking Padre Pio just as an example, I mean, have you ever done research into him, or no? Is it not interesting?
I have. In fact, I used to be a traditional Roman Catholic, so yes, I know quite a bit about him. I've read a whole book on him.
Oh, okay. So you used to be a Catholic. Okay, I'm not familiar
Yep.
with you, so I'm sorry about that. But
That's fine. I'm just telling you. Yeah, no, I was a traditional Catholic for about 10, maybe 8 or 9 years.
okay, and then what made you leave, if you don't mind me asking?
Some of the contradictions between the pre-Vatican II and post-Vatican II teaching is one of probably the biggest issue.
Okay, so can we just talk about? Is it okay if we talk about Padre Pio? Is that okay?
I I don't mind talking about Padre Pio, but what I'm going to say is why the claims of these phenomena can't prove the religion when literally every religion or cult out there has similar types of claims. So how could that be the thing that proves the religion?
Well, I mean, considering that, I mean, if obviously because you're a Catholic and you've done research on it prior, Padre Pio, I mean, he literally had this, I mean, it's been scientifically proven as well as, just proven anyway, just that he had.
Yeah, you know what a Muslim says about the Quran?
No, I don't care, but go ahead and tell
It's
me.
scientifically proven that there's miracles that show that the Quran has to come from Allah. Like the Muslims use this argument for like 10 years online, like between 2005 to 2015. So the point is that that's not a good argument for why the religion is true, because it's just there's no way to it's a non sequitur from the claims about the person and even claims that there's quote scientific proof to therefore the religion is true, because every group has the same competing claim.
Right. No, I mean, I understand that. I think it's just when I look at somebody like Padre Pio as a Catholic, I mean, how do you not even, all right, I guess,
Well, that would just be purely subjective. It would be begging the question, because the thing in question is it legitimate and is he a true saint? And it just, I mean, it's already assuming the Catholic idea of what a saint is, that a saint is somebody who dumps buckets of blood out of their body or something, and they don't just literally just follow what the teaching of the church fathers are for the first 1,000 years. Like that's what a saint is.
right. But I mean, as far as if we're going to take Padre Pio, I mean, he literally was, I mean, that the Vatican hid him for 10 years because of his stigmata. So they weren't even quite sure themselves what to do with him. And so they were like, let's.
Again, I don't. The Vatican has a history of lying, so I don't even know if any of that's true. How are we supposed to know that all that's true? The Vatican is an extremely corrupt organization and entity. I don't trust anything the Vatican says.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I understand that. But I mean, if you can read 10 books about Padre Pio and his life, and they're all the same. And yes, I know that that doesn't prove anything to you or to anybody else. But I mean, as far as
So, look, don't you understand that there has to be a better way to delineate between competing claims like this? Because every religion, every cult, Sai Baba has followers in India that will swear by his powers in terms of his miracles, right? And so I'm sure there's Hindu theologians that have quote scientific papers and proofs. So if there's a million different claims and so-called scientific proofs, there has to be some other way to delineate between which is the true and which is the false. It could never be done through infinite regressions of miracle claims and scientific papers. It doesn't get anywhere. So there has to be a better way to do it. Well, the easiest way to do it is to see which religion contradicts and which one doesn't. I'm talking about contradicts in an internal critique sense.
okay, so in the Orthodox religion, did they recognize the Blessed Mother as the same as we do in the Catholic faith?
Well, yeah, Mary is the Theotokos. She's the God bearer. She's the mother of God. But we don't believe that she was immaculately conceived. She's not some sort of like goddess or something. And I think sometimes Roman Catholicism tends in that direction.
Oh no, I mean we don't think she was miraculously conceived. I mean, she was conceived she had full grace on
No,
her.
no, you believe in the Immaculate Conception. She was immaculately conceived. That's a dogma in your church.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like her, but you mean Jesus being immaculate.
No, no, her. She is immaculately conceived. Jesus is born of a virgin. The Immaculate Conception is her exemption from original sin in Roman Catholic theology.
Oh, I see. So Orthodox doesn't believe that. So then you don't hold her in the same highest esteem as we do.
She is the queen of saints. She is the queen of heaven. She's just not immaculately conceived because she died. And everyone who dies is a son or a daughter of Adam. If she went to sleep, and if the Roman Catholic Church has the Feast of Dormition, then she died. Why did she die? Because she's a son of Adam. Well, then she's not immaculately conceived, and she's not exempted from original sin.
Interesting. Okay. So, but then, oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. That's fine. Thanks. I'll drop from speaker.
Patriot. Yeah, I got to unmute, man.
Jay, may I respond to your Vatican II critiques?
Sure.
Okay. Lifelong Catholic here, since baptism. Appreciate nice meeting you. So I'm going to give you the very basics of Vatican II, and I'm going to use an anecdote to kind of push this forward. Okay, so I've heard the orthodoxy debate between the TLM and Vatican II sucks, and Vatican II is liberalism, whatever, blah, blah, whatever. Well, if you're going to penalize the Novus Ordo and so on and so forth, and modernity and whatever, then you're going to have to penalize me for a similar situation, because the TLM bros are going to be very mad at me because I attended a mass in Chinese. Okay, Vatican II is not some liberalization of the faith. It is a moving forward of the church. It is putting the church in the English language of Americans. Okay, as long as,
Hold on. That's only one thing
well, I mean,
that's part of
that's a
Vatican
very
II.
important thing, though. It's a
Well, I
very
mean,
important thing.
the Orthodox Church has always done it in the vernacular, so we would agree with that.
Well, no, but because there's a faction in the Catholic body of the church that's all TLM, the Novus Ordo
Okay, but what does
sucks.
that have to do with Vatican?
Hmm?
What I'm arguing.
Wait, what are you arguing?
I'm Orthodox. I'm arguing that Vatican II has theological contradictions. I don't care about the vernacular
Like
stuff.
what? Like what? The Hindu thing?
Well, among many, one would be that it encourages interfaith prayer and gathering, and that's a direct contradiction from Mortalium Animos in 1929.
Well, the ecumenical councils are not infallible. They're just there
Well,
for clarification.
are you serious? Okay. No,
Yes,
no,
correct.
no. Ecumenical
Yes.
councils are magisterium, and they are infallible in the Roman Catholic Church. So you have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
Yes, literally no idea what you're talking about. 999. I want people to take note of that. That the people that we're dealing with, that we're debating with, don't even know if Roman Catholic theology believes ecumenical councils are infallible in the Roman system. That's just how silly this is. 999 on mute.
Thank you, brother. I just wanted to share one thing on the Buddhist side, just because it relates to Hinduism. So the practice of Buddhism is actually one part of Christianity, and that is thou shalt not want. It's a very big it's very big in Christianity. It's actually underrated how important that is. Thou shalt not want anything but a relationship with the Father, and
All right.
and be
I'm,
not
I'm not
of
trying to
this
be, I'm not
world.
trying to be rude, but that doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about today. Jacob.